Hey, how's it going? I'm Jeremy Ashburn with Incredible Roots, and my SEO agency name is Push Leads if you want to look me up. But this training is going to show you how to use Incredible Roots. If you've been on incrediblерoots.com, you can go there right now, and this will allow you to test our tool. You just essentially go here and put your name. I'll log out here, but you put your name here, your email and name, and from here you can just put your information here, your name and your website, and it will give you a Google Doc. So here's one it just did for a managed service provider. It gives you a Google Doc. Actually, this is a 23-page Google Doc, and this is essentially a Google Doc of an entire silo we created for a managed service provider. It gives you the entire content analysis, the information, the SEO silo for the pillar page, and etc. And then here's the entire content. But that is the front end, a quick demo of our tool. What I'm going to do is show you the inside of our dashboard here. And from this dashboard, you can create a new project and go through the whole process of publishing directly to WordPress. Let me explain what an SEO silo is. If you are an SEO professional, you can skip forward the next minute or so, but an SEO silo is essentially like an Incredible Roots system for your websites. And essentially the technical term is it's a website organization strategy where we put things into silos, and each silo has a pillar page, and these are usually about 3,000 words. And then there's also cluster pages that point to the pillar page, and these are about 1,000 words long. So a visual diagram of what this is. And essentially doing this is pretty amazing because it means that you get found 40%, 30%. But the unexpected side benefit of this is that doing this means that AIs find you, ChatGPT, and I didn't realize this, but it means that we're getting into generative engine optimization, or GEO, which essentially is the next big thing. I was losing sleep over what's going to happen when everyone uses AI assistants and they won't need you any longer because Google is gone. I've been testing this tool manually, and I decided to build this as an automatic tool. And so our diagram here is showing 5 silos with 4 cluster pages beneath them, and each silo is like a main topic and each cluster is a subtopic. And if you look, this looks like a tree. That's where I got the idea of Incredible Roots. The saying here is that studies have found that there is a 40% increase in SEO visibility and a 30% increase in traffic. We're looking at the dashboard here. You can hit submit. I'm doing this for the first time here. 10, 17,000, 30 other 260, 47, 10, 10 and 10, 10 is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 30, 5, 3, 5, 3, 30, our sitemap, right? So if you don't know what an HTML sitemap is, if you're an SEO person, you already do, of course, and you need to have an HTML sitemap. The reason why is that without an HTML sitemap, the AIs and Google cannot find these pages. So what I normally do is just make in the footer an HTML sitemap page, which is this page here. And then if you look at this page, we have a page sitemap, and we also have a post sitemap, right? And so these are the silos we've already created here. So we have a silo for the SEO agency stack, another one for mastering SEO silo cut structures, mastering EAT, etc. If I look at this page here, mastering EAT in the AI era, this is about this is probably about a 7,000 word document here. And just as an FYI, all of this content comes from the client's details. This scans the entire website and writes the content that sounds like client. This sounds like Incredible Roots is really technical because that's what Incredible Roots is. But if you're a life coach, or your client is a life coach, then it'll sound like them. I've got a client of mine that is an artist who does life coaching for Christian artists. So his content has scripture verses and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So it will sound exactly like client. The other thing I've noticed is that if your content is, or the client's content is more sentences and less bullet points, then the content will be more sentences and less bullet points. If it's more long form content like this, it will look like that. This is essentially the main silo for mastering EAT. And then I can look at here, and this is one of the cluster pages that connect to the silo pages. How to document author expertise. And if I open this page, I can see here I still have the meta description. So at this point, we don't have a way of putting the meta description in the right place, because guess what? You need to have an actual SEO paid plugin, which most of our clients don't have, right? So it means you have to edit this page and remove the meta description and put it in the right place, or leave it, right? Up to you, because again, this is content is not going to show up in the menu unless you or the client adds it to the menu. As long as we have an HTML sitemap in the footer, or in this case, it's on our header under CR silos, but doesn't matter, right? But I do think that it's always good, if I click on edit page, I do think it's always good to have a human going back over the content and putting the right thing in the right place. So I'm going to take the meta description and I'm going to put that way down here in the bottom, under here, under Yoast. Yeah, I'm an old school Yoast person. Why am I still using Yoast, right? And then I'm just going to delete the extra content in here. And then I also have a duplicated title, and then hit update. And at this point, that's all I've done. Now, content in here will have this cluster page. Let me just look at it from the front end. This cluster page will have essentially 2 or 3 links in the content that points to the pillar, right? So here we go. We have one link on eat, and then one link on helpful content update. And then here's one for expertise signaling. So we have 3 links here that point to the pillar. And if you look here, this is also the cluster we're looking at here, and then here's the pillar here. So it automatically publishes the pillar as the primary page and clusters as the children page, the primary. So it's double reinforcing the fact that we really need to have a pillar and a cluster together. And so that is how it works. These are all silos that I've created. You're welcome to go here and look through these, and then of course use this tool yourself. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm Jeremy Ashburn with Incredible Roots, and my agency name is Push Leads. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.